We make all we see it. You take it. Oh, when it through my life. When it through my life. This and that, this and that. No, no, this and that. No, 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 no. Place no chance to increase.
Oh, good tip. Be home. I lost my voice yesterday fighting Bobby Kennedy. Man, I don't know what happened to that guy, but he went on some kind of right-wing bender somewhere along the way. So we got a lot to do. I think that we're starting to see that there could be a good year. I was at the doctor the other day, and they said, "Oh, you got to come in." We saw some spots and stuff. And so I go down there, and he starts bringing in everybody, all our wonderful nurses and PAs and phlebotomists, you name it. And so I kind of look around and say, "Well, doctor, this looks like a big deal. Have you ever lost a sitting United States senator on your operating table?" And he goes, "Never one I voted for." So it's going to be a good year. And let me offer up a couple thoughts. One of the things, where's Liz Schuler? Is she still in the house? Did we lose her? Let's give her a round of applause. I mean, Liz Schuler is our people. She's Southeast Portland. We are going to have an election like there's never been before. Because you know how it is when you have an election, you go out and talk to political science types, researchers, and students. You know what's going on back there? We got a president of the United States who's talking to Vladimir Putin. Do you believe that? Vladimir Putin is giving him advice because Vladimir Putin says you can't win the election if people vote by mail. Well, let me tell you something. I want to say this right away. We are not going to have our elections run by Vladimir Putin and Donald Trump. We Oregonians know how to run an election. We know how to run an election. Lots to do on healthcare besides holding off Bobby Kennedy. I want to take that $1 trillion that was cut in Medicaid, and I want to start shaving it back because we're going to take away some of the tax breaks for billionaires. That's my top priority on the Senate Finance Committee. You know, when a worker gets their paycheck, they see the FICA right on it, right there. It's not the way it works for the billionaires. The billionaires use 3 words: buy, borrow, and die. They do those 3 words, they don't pay anything, nothing. So the first thing we're going to do is get them to start paying into Social Security if it's long overdue. A lot of other stuff to do. I heard some talk about nursing homes and stuff from Liz. So Mehmet Oz, you guys remember him, the quack doctor? He comes to the Finance Committee and he says, we can make savings in nursing homes. We don't need all the staff. And he said, Senator Wyden here, big shot. He knows all about the old people, the Great Panthers. I'm sure he agrees with me. I said, are you kidding? And then he goes, but AI is going to take care of staffing. And I said, could you please explain to me how an 85-year-old woman is going to get to the bathroom in the middle of the night with AI? And he goes, So that's what we're up against. But I got to tell you, and I think Liz made the point, we know what this is all about. It's about choices. I was on the phone last night with Sherrod Brown. Some of you may know him from Ohio. Best friend of labor we've ever had. Sherrod Brown and his wife were thinking about retiring. Moved to Columbus, got a great place. Started a wonderful program called Dignity of Work. But a bunch of us called him up and said, Sherrod, we need you back. We need everybody who's been a friend to labor, who understands what this struggle is all about. And Sherrod talked to me, talked to Senator Schumer for a while. But we said, I don't think we can get him. He's having a great time. You know, retirement gets pretty good. And then about 3 days later, he called me up and he goes, this fight is too important. I'm coming back. We're going to come back. We're going to take over the Senate. So we got a lot to do, folks. There's projects in our state. We want to make sure that we get that port situation fixed up in Coos Bay. I think that's going to be a big project. Going to be a lot of jobs. And boy, I'll tell you, I want to take the antitrust laws and put them to the food industry, because these food companies are too big, they're too powerful. We've been up against it with Fred Meyer. It's time to take off the gloves and use the antitrust laws to fight the big food power industry. I've had 1,100 town hall meetings now. Nobody's ever done that in our state, ever. My wife says, how come you do these town meetings? You know, a lot of these places have more cows than people. And Scarlett Willow Wyden, age 12 with bright red hair, said, Daddy, I don't think the cows vote. But the point is, that's what labor is doing. That's what labor is doing. That's what Liz was talking about. It's getting into every nook and cranny of our state with just one message. We want everybody to have a chance to get ahead. That's what Liz is talking about. We're not against people being successful for Pete's sakes. That's fine. But we don't want these situations where it's the people at the top over here and everybody else over here, and the tax laws and the political laws and all favor the big guys. You know what we're going to do when we get Sherrod Brown to the United States Senate? We're going to get rid of Citizens United, the worst decision ever been. Now, a couple other things. I want you to know, I was so pleased that we worked with labor for the Social Security Fairness Act. You know, nobody thought we could do that. That was a great win. Give yourselves a round of applause for that. Firefighters deserve a lot of credit for that too. So here's what it's all about. And I was told that Liz was giving a good speech and I'm supposed to be at a town hall meeting. I just want you to know how much labor means to me personally. I was 29 years old, had a full head of hair and rugged good looks. And I was director of the Great Panthers. And we got some machinists in the house. I am in the United States Congress, and every single day I say thank you to the machinists. Because the machinists had a guy who was basically with the oil companies up and down the line, every single vote. And I said to him, look, I'm the Great Panther kid. I was working with Social Security and senior citizens and people who couldn't afford their policies and all the rest. But I know when it comes to taking power, you got to take it from insurance companies, you got to take it from oil companies, you got to take it from people who are ripping off the tax code. And I learned those lessons from labor. I learned them from the machinists specifically. I just wanted to come today for a few minutes and say, God bless. You all represent the very best in public service, the very best in public service. I'll be with you as long as I got a breath in my body. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thanks, sir. Give another round of applause for Senator Ron Wyden, the Dean of the Oregon Congressional Delegation. Thank you for being here. We're working on making sure there's some hype music as our amazing speakers leave, too. So we'll get that ironed out. Thanks for your patience. Now, we are so honored to have the opportunity to host an exclusive, one-of-a-kind discussion on this stage with some incredible partners and champions for working people.